Just changing my clothes. 146, 147. I was thinking about when I worked with Ted Garcia, and I had Norbert is my boss, and then Ted was the manager. Ted was a class act. I got in trouble because I forgot to do something, and it cost me a little bit of time. So Norbert and I got a big old fight. I was waiting for him to swing at me, and I walked away and I was crying, and I went over to one of my friend's cars and I was talking to him, and he goes, "Yeah, my family knows you pretty well." I said, "How? You used to live on the reservation for a while, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah. You know Michelle, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "They're sorry about that." She hit me. She hit me all the way down the stairs and gave me one knockout punch, and I just looked at her. Didn't raise a hand to her. I left. They were a nice group of people. They were my Navajo family. I did not know in the beginning, but I knew in the end. Because I always wanted to be, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an Apache Indian because of all the stories and stuff and everything. And then it was 30, it was only about 20 years later, I found out I was part Navajo. Mommy told me not to play with my food, but he said nothing about cats playing with theirs. So I gave him the whole bag of that because it was due today and I wasn't going to eat it. It tasted bad to me. So anyway, I ended up in this situation over at Conway. I was driving a truck. Norbert put me in the day before Thanksgiving on a 45 minutes the meeting that I walked out on. And he said, "What do you want me to tell the cat?" I said, "Tell him I quit." So I was just going to my car. I don't know what I was driving back then, but I was driving a nice car. And I was driving my car, and I was in it, and then one of my friends called me over. He sat down and talked to me. He was the Indian guy, and he said, "You know, Ted's not going to let you go. He's not going to let you go easy. He told me to tell you, come back Monday and make things up with Norbert." I said, "I didn't do anything wrong. I left out of the meeting. So what?" I said. He said, "What do I tell Ted?" I said, "Tell him I quit. I don't care. I don't need a job. Laura was supporting me. This is just for part-time work, so I can help out with the bills." So anyway, I didn't have a bank account back then. Didn't have a lot of things I used to have when I was living at my parents' house. Anyway, I go back Monday. I start talking to Norbert every day. And Norbert actually was a pretty nice guy. He goes, "I don't know why I got mad at you. You're so damn nice." I said, "Yeah, you too." So we got to be friends. And something else happened. I said, "You know what, I'm just going to leave. I wasn't fit for this job. It's got nothing to do with you guys. You're great. Love Ted and everybody else." So I leave. Ted Garcia, he would still talk to me quite a little bit. And 147. That time was over. Laura and I ended up getting in a fight over that thing with Norbert and Ted. "Why don't you just quit? Why don't you just leave? You don't need him." And I went over to an automotive shop where I ran into the same problem. The mechanic's name, I forgot what was his name? I mean, I had a problem with the assistant manager again. And rebuilt his car, got it running, and I did something. I had put something on top of the car, or he did. Oh, it was my coworker, because he was jealous. I actually went to school. I was a Chrysler certified mechanic, and I rebuilt his car for him. The other guy couldn't do it. I did it. He changed something on it, or did something to it, and I got in trouble for it. He blamed it on me. Well, he went up to Washington to go see his family. And when I came back, the company realized that he was framing me. He said, all these cars you worked on the whole time he was gone, the 3 weeks, the month he was gone, you never made a mistake. You had everything done way before he did, and you did extra work. Yeah, the checks were good too. Yeah, I was going to mention that. We're going to give you a raise. I said, if he comes back, I'm leaving. I'll give you a couple weeks notice, but I'm not going to walk out on you. If you don't settle the problems with me and him, I'm not going to stay here. So I left that. I said, what are you going to do? Well, I could drive a truck. You got a CDL? Why are you being a mechanic? Tell him, because my girlfriend lives out here. 148. Back then I was a little boyish. I was kind of, I think that's what that guy's problem was. Because he kept on teasing me. He said, why don't you just be a girl? I said, he told me that. I said, why? Why should I have to change? Yeah. He mumbled something. And I yelled at him. I said, I'm a hell of a lot tougher than you are. Anytime you want to take a swing at it, you go right ahead and try. We left each other on good terms, names long forgotten. But that's just some of the stuff I had to put up with, shops and stuff and everything. The other shop that I went to was Laura's friend's name, our Candy's friend's name. Her name is Karen. That's where the Karen joke came from. Karen was a bitch. She was terrible. We got to be friends, but she had a kid, and she was always causing us trouble. Always saying stuff, always bad-mouthing me and everything else. And back then, I knew nothing about the royalty stuff. That was 10 years before Leonard Deister came into my life. He came in because I was driving a truck, working for Prime, and I should have never worked for him. I should have quit like Thomas was telling me to. So, anyway, to make a long story short, all this stuff happens and everything else, and I end up over here. I'm kind of getting frustrated with Carlos. I don't think they don't realize that I don't need them in my life. They probably don't need me either, but we can be really great friends, but I'm not going to put up with any of their crap. I'm not giving them another dime. And if they drained that account last night, I'm going to tell them, look, last guy that did that got arrested. And if somebody drains my account, I'm going to blame it on them. Oh, what is this? This is 145. This is 150. Because I've been around 4 times already. So this is 150. But anyway, it's been a complicated situation. Now everything's come to play. Well, I can still call the bank on Saturday. I think they're open on Saturday. I almost got into it that one day. I didn't know how to pull my thing off of the other phone on my messages, because I would have been into it. So I'll call Veterans United today. I still have their phone number on my information. I'm going to say, look, I still want to go with you guys. on selling the house. I haven't had anybody call me. So I'm going to call them through this phone number. And then I'll call it through the other phone number. And then I'll see if I can't sell that house. If I can't, I'll do it myself. I took a test last night. I got like 50 the first time. No, 71.42. All the questions are the same. So you take the test twice, you have all the answers. This is the same company, which I think is, I'm going to go 155. Nope. I'm at 160. No, I'm at 150. It was 145 last night I put on my computer. So I'm at 150. I'm going to go to 155. And something tells me I'll already be past 155. No, that was the last one. That was at 900s. The thing that's sad about it is it takes a while to do this stuff. I have another day. Eventually I'm going to pass it. It's only 1 point. But I'm going to have to study it a little bit more. I think putting a little bit more into US design. So I'll go in, when I get in, I'll hit my computer, I'll hit my dike trail, I'll hit my chess game, and I'll go back to Corsica. And then I'll listen to the Corsica and I'll take the test tonight probably. Brady's off tonight. And we're probably going to go somewhere. Yikes. I don't know. I'm not feeling good. I think it's got the squares weren't all I did. Cats are eating and playing with them. I got to pet CX last night. I pet him and he seemed not to be mine, but he wasn't content. So. 152. Yeah, it was 45. Well, I'll call the other phone when we go to the park. And I'll call about the bank. Try to get put back into my account. 152. Hi, kitty. 7 laps is a mile. My leg's not cramping up again. I think I better fix that problem. The big blanket needs a bedding. Needs a bag. The other one I'm just going to hand wash anyway. It's a nice blanket. Did the other one that way. Ran it down on the ground, washed it, flipped it over, cleaned it, put a bar of soap on it. That's where that barbecue soap came out. This has sat out there forever. It went over the fence, by the way, so I know what's going to happen to it. 150.